Hello. Okay, I think we're live on both. So this is going to be a fairly quick training. However, I feel like it is something that a lot of y'all have been asking about specific Instagram. I know we do a lot of trainings on Facebook. We do a lot of trainings on the free Facebook ads. We do a lot of training on Reels. I feel like we don't do a lot of trainings on Instagram. So I'm going to just put a disclaimer out there. Hi, Otisha. Okay, so just a disclaimer. All of this information comes from a combination of different coaches. None of this did I just come up with on my own. I can tell you it's worked for me. I grew my platform from 89 Instagram followers to 13.7 thousand. And if you're watching on Instagram and you're like, yeah, you have 100 followers right now. This is my second account. My main account is Helping Hearts Homeschool. So it really does have followers on there. This is just the brand new one. So the main coach that I take tips from on Instagram are Charlene and Brock Johnson. So you can head over there after this and follow them. They have amazing tips. And then Ray Higdon is another one that I take specific network marketing tips from. So I'm going to kind of merge the two. Hi. So I'm just going to give you 8 ways that you can grow your Instagram platform. And I'm not going to tell you that you're going to grow it quickly, because this isn't a microwave thing. This is something that to get followers that engage on your stuff and actually want to talk to you and will eventually convert into sales, it's not a quick thing. You're not going to buy followers. You're not going to do the follow unfollow thing where you follow a bunch of people and then you unfollow them the next day. I don't like doing that. Now, I do follow a lot of people. If I see your content and I like you, I'll follow you. But I'm not going to turn around and unfollow you the next day either. I like to collab with people. I like to have people on my page that I actually want to go see their content and vice versa. Hey, Alicia. So number 1 is going to be pick a niche and post with it. Unlike Facebook, if you want to grow on Instagram and you want to consistently get new followers, you do have to have a niche. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to be totally branded. Doesn't mean that you have to have a logo and all the color schemes and all that stuff. But you do need to be posting about a specific topic pretty consistently, or people are going to be confused by their page and they're not actually going to follow you back. Now, and I literally typed up notes this morning to make sure, because I go on rabbit trails. So when it comes to picking a topic, the name of your network marketing company should not be your topic. If I can go to your page and instantly see that you are with It Works or Monate or Beachbody or Thrive or whatever company that you're with, and that is your brand, most people are not going to follow you for that. They want to follow you because you are adding value to whatever space you're in. So for example, my niche is homeschooling. It's something I love to talk about. Now, what most of y'all don't know is this is the 3rd time that I changed my niche since starting that Instagram. And it was a little detrimental in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie. I started out with just my name, just posting random stuff. Then I started on keto, and I really, really enjoyed keto. My doctor put me on keto because of my PCOS. I was having success with it. I was passionate about it. So I branded my entire Instagram as a keto page, which was awesome. And I did. I grew up to almost 10,000 just following the steps that I'm about to show you. Then I went off of keto because I found out, just some long-term health issues. Keto was not good for me. I went off of keto. So obviously I'm not posting about keto if I'm not keto anymore, right? So that's when I fell in love with homeschooling, started posting about homeschooling. For a year, I sat between 900 and 10,000 followers because as fast as I could get followers, my old ones were leaving because I wasn't posting about keto anymore. So all that to say, I don't want to scare anybody. You can change down the road. But just know, if you pick one thing and you drastically change. Now, if I went from keto to clean eating, probably could have kept most of my followers. If I went from keto to fitness, probably could have kept most of my followers. But keto to homeschooling, that's a huge change. So most people were like, yeah, I followed you because of recipes. I don't give 2 craps about school. My kids go to school for 8 hours a day. So it just was not an easy transition. All that to say, then, boom, once I stopped losing all my followers, and that was just not too recently, then I got up to 13,000, and I've been consistently growing every day since then. I'm about to hit 14,000. My goal by the end of 2022 is to be at 20,000. I don't have any ambition to grow super fast. Like I said, I'm not about buying followers or the follow loops where you just get basically fake followers, like they're only following you because they think you're going to follow them back. I don't grow like that. I specifically do this content, which one of the first things when it comes to your niche is, again, you're going to be posting about your niche. Now, I'm going to go into in a minute how to kind of pick your niche. If you don't know how, actually, I'll just go into that now. If you have no idea what your niche is, what's 3 things that you enjoy? Start posting about one of them. If consistently you can't post about that day in and day out with getting bored, you know that's not your niche. Your niche is going to be something you actually like talking about. I can tell you there are a few things that I love to do. Music is one of them. I love music. I'm super passionate about it. I don't give 2 craps about talking about it on the internet or teaching anybody anything about it, other than giving my daughter piano lessons. That's the only time that I teach anything about music. So that would not be a good niche for me. Doesn't matter that I like it if I don't like talking about it. Let's see. Probably another one is journaling. I really like to journal. I journal a lot. And I do post about it sporadically because that does fit into the homeschool niche, like the whole mom thing. But that's not something I can talk about day in and day out. I would be bored. I don't like it that much. So homeschooling was something that I could talk about, make reels about, find funny memes about, like it just, everything worked. So you may try 5 or 6 times. Don't all out brand yourself until you find a niche that you actually enjoy. Then you can turn it into a brand. Now, the second thing is the appearance of your Instagram. If someone likes, for example, I'm just gonna use myself a lot as an example. If someone likes homeschooling, but they go to my page and all the pictures are super messy, my whole page is pretty dark, my bio, some of the stuff is spelled wrong, I have highlights kind of thrown together, but there's no covers, no nothing, they're probably not going to be inclined to follow me unless we've had a personal conversation. So when someone goes to your page, is it clear what you're talking about? Does it look relatively pretty? Doesn't have to have, like, what are they called? I think I wrote this down actually. Doesn't have to have presets or anything. I don't use any filters or anything in my photos. I just take bright, nice photos. You don't even have to have a color scheme or anything like that, but you want it to look put together, as in, like, you put a little time into it. You want your bio to tell people what you're about, and then you want your name. So your name, your actual Instagram name, 99% of y'all should just be your name. You can put, like I see Otisha on here, you can put the Otisha Thompson. You can put the real Otisha Thompson. Like, your actual Instagram name should just be your name. For 0.1% of you, if you already have a business name and you want to run with that because people already know you for that, absolutely make it your business name. And that's honestly what I did. Mine is Helping Hearts Homeschool because that is what people know me as on the internet. If I change it, then I'm going to lose followers just because they don't know who Tanya Gray Johnson is. Like, I'm the face of my company, but people follow the company, not me, for this. And then, so you want your name to be your name, and then right underneath it, when you go into your bio and you click edit, there's a place to put your actual, like, business name or your whatever they call it. Most people, that's where they have their name as their name, and then they have their name right underneath it. So if you go to mine, you'll see Helping Hearts Homeschool, and then you see Tanya Gray Johnson underneath. Usually you're going to reverse that, and the reason is that second name is searchable. So if people want to go in and search homeschool coach, if I had a coach back in the day and I knew what I was doing, my Instagram handle would be the Tanya Gray Johnson, and then my actual little name underneath would be homeschool coach, because people could search that and it would bring me up to them. Does that make sense? Now, again, I didn't do it like that. It's too late to go reverse it because I would lose more followers than it would make sense. I'm already known as Helping Hearts Homeschool, so it's fine. But when I was first trying to get my name out there, I would have grown a lot faster had I done it the correct way. Now, profile picture, same thing. Profile picture, you want to be a clear picture of you, not you and 12 kids. I wouldn't even say you and your husband if your brand is not something to do with like a marriage coach or something like that. Now, if you're giving a bunch of marriage advice, it makes sense to have a profile picture of you and your husband. Just like me, because I do all the homeschool stuff, if I wanted it to be me and my daughter, I could get away with that because I'm obviously a homeschool coach. Now, same thing, if you're a family blogger and your profile picture is a picture of a family, that makes sense. But if you're telling people that your niche, that your content is going to be all about fitness, then it probably needs to be a clear-cut picture of you or a picture of you in the gym. If you're, and it does, you do want to have your face in it. Or I've seen a couple that are like, they post meals. So their profile picture is a picture of them like holding a plate of food. I'm not saying you can't have anything else in your profile picture, but if it's going to be something other than just your face, you want it to make sense with your brand. Number 3, probably the most important. So we have our niche. We have the overall aesthetic of our Instagram. And again, these are just tips to get you guys to grow. These are tips to actually get followers to come talk to you. Is adding value. Now again, you're all within your niche. So myself as an example, if I am a stranger coming to my page, and I'm specifically coming because I want homeschool content. That's what you've branded yourself at. That's what I want to see. So the post that I put up, does a stranger want to see that? Because if it's just a picture of me and my husband saying, oh, I love this man so much, that has nothing to do with homeschooling. Now, do I post those every once in a while? Yeah, because I'm kind of proud of my husband. Is that something that's going to help me grow? No. Is that something that if that was the majority of my content, I would lose a lot of followers? Yes. So I follow the 80-20 rule. 80% is content about my niche, 20% is whatever I want to post. And for me, because I am in network marketing, and this is where I wanted to take and teach on this, because there's a lot of Instagram teaching. There's a lot of Instagram teaching. There's not a lot of Instagram teaching when it relates directly to network marketing. Because you don't want to be posting about your business all the time. However, in order to get customers and distributors, you need to post about your business, right? So when it comes to the 80-20, business and product fits into that 20. Now, with that, you want to relate it to your niche, however. So if I'm posting about our hair growth supplement, I will talk about, as a mom, I lost a whole bunch of my hair. Like my hair just got really, really thin, and y'all can tell, not thin anymore. And I had a bald spot, like right here somewhere, under all of this. And I was getting a bald spot, and I was very self-conscious about it. My doctors told me that it was normal after baby hormones. That's what happens to your hair. It'll fix itself. It's not a problem. Fast forward, my kid was 5, and I still had it. Clearly had not fixed itself. So that is when I started taking our hair vitamin. It did amazing for my hair, and when I talk about it, I relate it to the fact that as a mom, it was something I was self-conscious about. Because guess what? A lot of people on my page are moms, because I'm talking about homeschooling. Now, maybe your niche is mindset, and mindset and journaling go hand in hand. I know I just talked to a girl who's doing journaling stuff. So maybe when you're talking about, if you had my story, same story, nothing's changed, but I'm hitting it hard from the self-conscious aspect and how my hair gave me confidence. Now, I might throw a tidbit in there about, we all know our appearance is not what makes or breaks us. You're beautiful on the inside. However, as a woman in her 30s, like, your hair is something that gives you that outward extra boost of confidence. You see how I did that? I said nothing about being a mom because my brand wasn't being a mom. Now, on the same token, there's going to be some products that I don't advertise very much on my page because they have nothing to do with my niche. Now, I do advertise in my stories. We'll get to that in a minute. But another favorite of mine is our energy sticks. I call them super mom sticks. What better? This is good. It's getting busy at work. Okay. Awesome. You can definitely catch the replay. Hi, Larissa? Yes. Sorry, y'all. I'm blind as a bat. If y'all don't know me in real life, it is what it is. I'm not a super good eyesight. But having said all that, what better market to market super mom sticks to than a freaking super mom at home homeschooling her kids 24/7? You better believe I sell a lot of those. Because what mom doesn't want extra energy? Most of us do. So that is something when you're talking about your product, you want to relate it to your brand. You want to relate it to your niche. Now, here's what I do. And this is something Ray Higdon coined. It's called invest, learn, teach. I invest a small amount of time or money to learn something, and then I turn around and teach it. Now, for me specifically, this usually revolves around homeschooling. Now, a little different because, again, I just started this Boss Mom page. So now, instead of just going live and teaching my team, the stuff like this, I'm also going live on my Instagram page because it goes with my niche. But I wouldn't teach this on my homeschooling page. Does that make sense? Just like I wouldn't go on my business building page to show other moms how to manage everything and, have time freedom and financial freedom and all that stuff. I wouldn't go on there and teach them how to teach their kids phonics. They're not following me for that. Now, do some of them homeschool? Absolutely. And if they want that content, they can go follow me on Helping Hearts Homeschool. It's as simple as that. Do some of my people on my homeschool page, do they run small businesses and they could absolutely use the help with time management strategies? Absolutely. And they can go follow me on the Boss Mom Co. So just because it's helpful doesn't mean it needs to be helpful to your specific niche. Now, Facebook's a whole different beast. We're not talking about Facebook. Facebook, I blend lots of things together because you can on Facebook. Instagram is very niche picky, or you don't grow very much. Now, when it comes to value, it's going to be trial and error, guys. Again, you may read a book and you love it, and because it's on a certain topic, you're like, oh, that means I'm going to talk about this topic. And then every other book you get on that topic hits dead with you and you don't like it. You don't want to teach it. That's fine. Pivot. Go to something else. What I personally do, and you're going to have to find, when is the best time for you to create content? For me, and I found this, for years, when I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym, it's because the way my husband's work schedule is, for me to be able to go, that's my window, from 3 to about 4:20. And for a long time, I shouldn't say for years, because actually it's been off and on, but for a long time, I always told people, oh, I only get up that early because I have to. Then I started liking it. You know why? Because I am wide awake in the morning. That is my creativity space. So what I do is I schedule in 60 minutes from the time I get back from the gym until I need to start normal things. And that's when I sit down and create my content for live videos and for my blog and for different things like that. So at the gym, I typically have earbuds in and I am listening to some kind of podcast or book or YouTube that has something to do with time management, homeschooling, usually time management, homeschooling, or like network marketing, online business structure type stuff. Then by the time I get home, I have so much energy flowing through me, I sit down and write out something that I can turn around and teach. That's how I do it. Now for you, I know one of my coaches, she does this at night. All her kids go to bed. She takes a bubble bath every single night, which by the way sounds amazing, except at night I would fall asleep because I'm not a night person naturally anymore. I used to be, I don't know, apparently your body's changed, I'm not anymore. She does that at night. She turns on an audio or a podcast or something. She sits and relaxes, and that's when she creates her content for the next day. So you can do it how you want to do it. We'll finish later. Oh, that sounds perfectly fine. But there's going to be some, you're going to know, like you know when is your best time of day. Number 4, and now the other ones are going to be super quick, so don't think like, man, she has 8 and she's on number 4. Number 4 is stories. So stories do not help you grow. The studies show 90% of people that view your stories are already your friends or followers in this case. So usually you're not getting any new followers. What stories do is they help build that relationship between follower and friend. So you start out as a follower, you're following someone's Instagram page for their niche, and then their stories is what they get the play-by-play of what their life looks like. So you could kind of see them on a personal level. Now, you still want to make it fairly cohesive, right? You still want to have some content up there. But my rule of thumb up there is like 50-50. Half of it's homeschool content, the other half of it is just real life. I'll throw products in there every once in a while. I'll throw the business in there. But again, you still don't want to be spammy or you get no views on your stories. Even if people follow your page, doesn't mean they're following your stories. If your stories is where you make most of your sales, you want those new eyeballs on your stories. And you want to make sure, guys, it tells a story. I vlog pretty much from the time I get up till the time I go to bed. I'll just take random pictures throughout what we're doing, and that's what my stories are. And if you don't know what that looks like, if you're here on Facebook, my stuff is public. You don't have to friend me to go follow my stories. Go follow me for 7 days. For 7 days, check in on my stories, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. If you are watching on Instagram, this story, like the Boss Mom Co., is not where I put my personal stories, because again, this is business stuff. If you go over to Helping Hearts Homeschool, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when I put my face and my products and everything on there as well. Number 5 is engage with at least 10 accounts a day. And again, this just is going to help the algorithm. So what I do is I set a timer. It takes about 10 minutes, and I go like and comment on 10 people's posts. You can do it however you want. You can do it off your stories. What I like to do is I go to my followers, and I click newest. I click oldest. So I see the oldest first, and I just go on 10 of those people, and then I circle where I left off. Like I'll take a screenshot and circle it. The next day I do 10 more. The next day I do 10 more. And that is also where I get a lot of my content. Because if I follow someone and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awesome, I'm going to turn around and teach that. I invested some time. I learned whatever they had for me to learn, and I went and taught it. Now, this is not plagiarism because I'm not stealing anyone's content. I said at the beginning of this live, I don't take credit for any of this. I learned it from 3 really, because a mom and son duo, 3 different Instagram coaches. All I'm doing is reteaching it, putting my spin on it to go with network marketing, and then sharing it out to you guys. I'm not sitting here telling you that I came up with this and you need to pay me for my training. I'm telling you, hey, and if you want more content like this, those are some people that are good to follow. Number 6 is stay engaged in your comments, meaning if people comment on your stuff, go back and comment back. That should be common sense, but sometimes it's not. And I don't do this perfectly. Sometimes I'll go in on a Saturday and comment on everything for the whole week because I didn't have time to do it during the week. Number 7 is go live. Going live builds huge, huge, huge rapport with your followers. Now again, what do I go live about? Invest, learn, teach. That's part of the content thing. If you really want to grow on Instagram, going live is going to give you a huge boost. Now the last one I have not even tried yet. This morning is the first time I heard a coach actually say it. I've thought about it, but thinking don't do nothing. I haven't done it. Is collabing with other creators in your niche. I've thought about this for a while because I want to get other homeschool moms on my homeschool page and just do like a Q&A with them, because we have a lot of new people homeschooling right now in our country. I know y'all are watching me from lots of other countries, but in the U.S. there's a lot of new homeschoolers. So I thought that'd be cool to get on and do some Q&As. Now I haven't set it up yet because, to be honest, I'm kind of lazy and I don't always follow my own schedule. So it's hard to set things up because you have to be accountable. I'll be honest, today when I woke up, I announced this live to my team and obviously to my Instagram as well. And I announced 2 power hours, and immediately I was like, oh, I don't want to do that, because then what if 3 o'clock comes and I don't want to do a power hour? You know what a good way to stay accountable is? Tell your freaking social media what you're doing. Just letting y'all, that's a free tip from your girl here. Now, notice I didn't say a whole lot about aesthetic or color scheming or fonts or presets, because all of that is kind of icing on the cake. So absolutely, oh, and by the way, reels are a huge part of content as well. Still in your niche, but reels are a huge way to grow. Now, if you don't want to do reels, people can grow with carousels, which are the pictures that say swipe over and you have like 5 or 6 slides in one post. And most of you probably know what a carousel is, but I know there's a few of you that don't, so I'm going to let you know. So carousels, posts, reels, all of those are feed posts. Like all of those are ones you put on your page. So yeah, so all of that, the extra stuff is like the icing on a cake. Most people, now I'm going to say most because one of y'all is going to be like, I would eat a whole tub of icing. One sec. What's up, babe?
If it's 2,000, it doesn't equal anything. Can I just do that yellow?
Wait and I'll come help you because there's not one that's 2,000.
I accidentally put it half yellow.
That's fine. She's doing some triple digit math and sometimes that throws her off. But most of y'all would not eat a whole tub of icing with no cake underneath. Most of y'all, myself absolutely included, I want the cake with a little bit of the icing. It doesn't matter how pretty your page is if your content is crap and it doesn't have any value to anybody. Most people, now I'm not saying all, because you may have, a dear friend from high school that will follow you regardless, but most people are not going to follow, again, I'm just going to say a homeschool page. Most people aren't going to follow a homeschool page because of the pretty presets, if you're not teaching me anything about homeschooling. Unless you're Kim Kardashian, most people aren't going to follow you just to see what your life is like. Back in the day, that was a thing. Back in the day, people would follow us just to see what we are doing. Now, so many people do that. Unless you're adding value to something, they're probably not following you. So 3 things, the 3 main things would be your niche, optimizing your profile, and making sure that your content is valuable. So again, if you want more in-depth to any of that, go follow Ray Higdon or Brock Johnson or Charlene Johnson. I think that's how you say her name. Amazing, amazing Instagram coaches. And until next time, I will see y'all later.